Welcome, and thank you for watching Minnesota Housing's Home Investment Partnerships, HOME, and National Housing Trust Fund Davis-Bacon tutorial. This brief tutorial will take a high-level look at the Davis-Bacon and Related Acts, DBRA or Davis-Bacon process. The tutorial is also linked in the portal help text to offer guidance as you are completing program due diligence items. Minnesota Housing's mission is to provide access to safe, decent, affordable housing and build stronger communities across the state by offering products and services to help Minnesotans buy and fix up their homes and stabilize neighborhoods, communities, and families. Minnesota Housing also supports the development and preservation of affordable rental housing through both the financing and long-term asset management of projects and developments. The agency has also pioneered a successful model for supportive housing that helps stabilize the lives of some of the state's most vulnerable citizens. The following topics will be covered in this tutorial: an overview of federal programs, an explanation of Davis-Bacon, how Davis-Bacon applies to projects, the Davis-Bacon process, and required site signage. HOME and the National Housing Trust Fund are federally funded housing programs that help to preserve and increase affordable rental housing at various rent and income levels. Although there are broader uses for these programs, Minnesota Housing uses this funding for capital investments for new construction and the rehabilitation of multifamily rental housing. The HOME program targets low-income households in Minnesota. The National Housing Trust Fund program targets extremely low-income households in Minnesota, particularly those that have incomes below 30% of area median income. The deeper income targeting of National Housing Trust Fund lends well to supportive housing initiatives in the state. Both of these programs are governed by their respective federal regulations. Minnesota Housing is charged with deploying funds and ensuring developers are complying with program requirements. As a receiver of these scarce federal resources, you must comply with all of the program requirements. If you do not, there is potential that your project will lose the funding altogether. Davis-Bacon applies to contractors and subcontractors performing on federally funded or assisted contracts in excess of $2,000 for the construction, alteration, or repair, including painting and decorating, of public buildings or public works. Davis-Bacon contractors and subcontractors must pay their laborers and mechanics employed under the contract no less than the locally prevailing wages, and offer fringe benefits for corresponding work on similar projects in the area. Davis-Bacon directs the Department of Labor to determine locally prevailing wage rates. Davis-Bacon provides a wage floor that protects construction workers' pay and sets a level playing field for contractors who are bidding on federally funded projects. This is important as these standards enable local contractors and their employees to compete for local projects by protecting against underbidding by contractors from other areas, who might import workers or offer the same jobs for less pay. Davis-Bacon applies to all HOME projects but not to National Housing Trust Fund projects. If your project includes both HOME and National Housing Trust Fund funds, Davis-Bacon will apply to your project. The owner's architect pulls the wage decision from the Department of Labor website while putting the bid package together. This bid is good for 90 days if construction begins within 90 days. A 90-day start at this point is rare. It is acceptable to use this decision in the bid package. The wage decision will be pulled again prior to signing the general contract. The owner's architect pulls the wage decision again within 10 days of signing the general contract. If the wage decision has changed from the original bid package, the most current wage decision must be used. The project is set up an LCP tracker by the Construction Compliance Officer. An LCP tracker license is issued for the project. The subcontractors should be uploading weekly payrolls and supporting documentation to LCP tracker for the Construction Compliance Officer's review and approval. Subcontractors should be reaching out to the general contractor with questions and troubleshooting help. If they can't help, the issue will be escalated to the Construction Compliance Officer. At project closeout, the owner-developer needs to submit the following: Davis-Bacon Compliance Labor Standards, Davis-Bacon Final Labor Standards Compliance Report, and Davis-Bacon Certificate of General Contractor and Owner, Construction Closeout. Every employer performing work covered by the labor standards of the Davis-Bacon and Related Acts, DBRA, must post the WH 1321 Employee Rights under the Davis-Bacon Act poster at the worksite. The poster must be in a prominent and accessible place where it can be easily seen by workers. The applicable wage determination must be similarly posted. All of the Home and National Housing Trust Fund due diligence items are in the portal. Each item contains help text for guidance. When applicable, we have also added links in the help text to other tutorials that are available. Your federal programs team lead will also reach out as additional due diligence items are approaching. Thank you for watching Minnesota Housing's Home and National Housing Trust Fund Davis-Bacon and Related Acts tutorial. Your federal programs team lead is listed in the portal. Feel free to reach out with any questions.